When World War II began, millions of children around the world would never return to their ordinary childhood. The war stole their time to be children. It forced them to grow up too soon. They saw things no child should ever have to see. These photographs tell their stories of children turned into soldiers, messengers, and helpers on both sides of the front, behind enemy lines. There were many young helpers who, in their own ways, supported the war effort. In this photo, British soldiers strap rucksacks onto Italian boys who assisted in supplying forward positions during the Battle of Monte Cassino, Italy, 1944. This is a portrait of Rożyczka Gorzdziewska, Polish girl, known as the youngest nurse of the 1944 Warsaw Uprising. She was only 8 years old at the time and helped in a field hospital. She brought patients water and tried to keep the flies away. In the next scene, Vanya Kozlov, a son of the regiment, helps distribute food to Soviet soldiers at their position in Poland, 1944. A son of the regiment was a child who had lost his family and was informally cared for by a military unit, living among the soldiers and assisting with small duties. In the next moment captured, Rear Admiral Giuseppe Sparzani of the Italian Social Republic addresses one of the battalion's mascot boys while inspecting the Barbarigo Marine Battalion in La Spezia, Italy, 1944. During the same period, in the following scene, we see U.S. military police Private Marlon Smith and his 9-year-old helper, Vincenzo Biscardo, a former homeless boy who assisted with traffic control in San Vittore, a village near Rome. In the Soviet partisan units, thousands of boys and girls risked their lives, delivering messages, gathering intelligence, and standing shoulder to shoulder with the fighters. Beyond the partisan movement, many Soviet children also took part in serving with regular units and facing the same dangers as adult soldiers. Vladimir Tarnowski lost his father before the war, and after the Germans occupied Sloviansk, his mother, an underground communist, was arrested and executed, leaving him orphaned. At just 11, he joined retreating Soviet troops and was taken under the care of Captain Zakharov, becoming a young soldier and participating in numerous frontline operations. He earned multiple awards for bravery, including the Order of Glory and the Medal for Courage, distinguishing himself as an artillery scout. Vladimir met the end of the war in Berlin, where he fought in the final street battles and left his signature on the Reichstag in May 1945. Meanwhile, in Germany, thousands of boys from the Hitler Youth and other wartime organizations were also drawn into combat roles as the conflict intensified. Many of them attempted to fight alongside regular troops despite limited training and experience. Large numbers were captured during the final offensives, revealing how deeply the war had reached into the youngest ranks of German society. Alfred Czech and Wilhelm Hübner appeared in the final film footage of Adolf Hitler, recorded in the last days of the war. Alfred Czech was a 12-year-old child soldier who received the Iron Cross, second class, after rescuing 12 wounded German soldiers during the defense of Goldenau. He used his father's cart to carry the injured soldiers to safety, making 2 trips despite his mother's attempts to stop him. In early 1945, Wilhelm Hübner volunteered for the Volkssturm and served as a courier in the fighting around Lobau. After a brief German counterattack, he was awarded the Iron Cross, second class, on the Lobau marketplace, where Joseph Goebbels and military leaders used his decoration for propaganda. Soon after, Hübner was brought to Berlin, where his meeting with Hitler was again filmed and circulated as one of the regime's final morale-boosting images. These images were used by Nazi propaganda in the final days of the war to portray youthful loyalty and suggest that Germany still had the will and strength to continue fighting. In contrast, the story of 16-year-old Hans-Georg Henke, captured in the final weeks of the war, revealed a very different reality. Orphaned and driven into military service simply to survive, he broke down in tears upon surrender, a moment captured in photographs that became iconic images of the collapse of Nazi Germany. His expression of fear and exhaustion stood in stark opposition to the propaganda narrative of unwavering youthful devotion. If you found this journey through history meaningful, feel free to subscribe for more stories like these. Your support helps keep these important memories alive.